I'm Roger Arthur, or the 4K King. Thank you for joining me on this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 movies in my collection that I think have very good chances of increasing in value within the next year. This is part 1 of my probably 5-part series. I want to, do quite a few parts to this, as there are many titles that I believe are harder to find already, or a little more obscure, weren't made in the same quantities as maybe something like Avengers, that I think have a very good chance of being hard to find in the future, that I'd recommend you pick up if you want to make sure you own it. So let's go ahead and take a look at my top 5 4Ks that I believe are going to be worth something in the future, part 1. Now, I do want to clarify, when I'm making lists, I'm going based off the perspective of, if you're a 4K collector, you're wanting to have all the titles that you want at your desire in 4K. And if there's a title that you want in 4K, but it's really hard to find, you're going to be wishing you had gotten it. So my purpose to this is just to let you guys know what I personally think has a good chance of becoming hard to find in the future. So obviously I'm not a psychic or whatever. I cannot predict the future, but I can give you what I think and my opinions. And anyways, alrighty, so the first title I've picked here is actually Crawl from 2019, and as you can see here, this one is available right now for $19.99. So Crawl was a pretty decent movie. This was released to 4K after the fact, which it did come out last year. And I want to say the reason this is going to be expensive, or I believe it'll become harder to find in the future, is mainly for the fact that you could not find this in stores. I had to go online only, and with me and a lot of other collectors, we don't really like to buy stuff online if we can go get it in the store. And even then, we want to make sure we get slipcover. We want to make sure it's in good condition. So a lot of people just tend not to buy things online if they have their reasons. And this one hardly goes on sale. I saw it on sale once, and that was on Black Friday. It was on sale for 2 days, and it was $12.99. So I think this one is a little more obscure in the sense that I'm not sure how many people were actually asking for this as well, but we did get it, and I do think it'll be worth a little bit more in the future. Alrighty, so next up we have King Richard from the Warner Archives. So my reasoning for this one, and right now you can pick this up on Amazon for $24.99, which is already pretty steep, but the reason is, this is put out by Warner Archive, and they print on demand essentially, and you can't get these in stores as well. So I do get the feeling that there's a big chance that this one, and you'll see my next pick, are probably not going to be easy to find. In fact, I would say any Warner Archive 4K, after they've had a 1-2 year run of them producing them, I think they're going to stop, like they do with most of them. And it was new. We did get it at the time, but I'm not sure how many people were asking for this one in 4K, or again, online exclusive. So that is another one I do believe will be worth a little bit more in the future. Alrighty, so next up is Doom. And Doom is another odd one. Although we did see this one in stores, it kind of came and went. In fact, a lot of them lost their slip covers pretty quickly, and I mean, they must have gotten a new batch in without their slips, or I don't know, but mine have these on the shelves forever. They're still there. No slips though. But that being said, this title was not one that people were wanting. It's kind of obscure, and it's not a very good movie. That being said, with all those things factored in, I do believe this one has a very well chance of becoming harder to find in the future, because a lot of people can't even get the slipcover now, and it's been out for less than a year. So pick this one up if you want. Alrighty, so next up is Terrifier 2, and this is a Best Buy exclusive. You can pick this one up for $22.99 right now. The reason I bring this one up is because this is not put out by a big studio. They're not going to have the budget. They might, but I doubt it. They're not going to be producing these forever, and they're not Disney. So I see them stopping production on this one fairly quickly, believe it or not, even though it did do very well. It's 4K. 4Ks are not easy to make, and for a small studio like this, when I say small, I'm comparing that to like Disney, Universal. Although I'm sure this company's worth a lot. I just don't see this being a very easy one to find in the future, especially since it's a Best Buy exclusive. It's a little more obscure, and even though it was a big phenomenon, that Steelbook is pretty hard to find already. I had a lot of trouble getting this copy, so I think this one's going to be harder to find in the future. Finally, this is my most recent pickup from the batch, I believe. This is Giant from Warner Archives, once again. The reason I bring this one up is pretty much the same reason I brought King Richard up, but this one is not very desired as well. Believe it or not, I know a lot of people, it seems to be a trend. I don't know if you noticed a trend, but the ones that nobody asked for always end up being worth something. And like, okay, good example, let me look at my shelf. I could pull one off for you guys right now. There is a movie called Snatched. I'm not quite sure where it's at. Let's see. Where is it? Anyways, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Where is it? Oh, here's it. Alrighty, so I'm sure you've heard or seen the movie Snatched. Who was asking for Snatched on 4K? Nobody. Now, dude, this thing took me, what? Probably about 2-3 months to actually find a copy for a reasonable price, which was like $25, and that was on the cheap end. I've seen this on Amazon go for as high as like 80, so it seems to be a trend. I'm telling you, if it's something people don't want, they always want it when it's not available. Put it down. Yeah, you can get this for $15 right now on Amazon, which is a pretty good deal for Warner Archive. I haven't seen this 4K yet. I don't know how it looks, but I would recommend picking it up if you're a fan of the movie, if you want to own the movie. Personally, I want all the Warner Archive ones, so $15 was a no-brainer. Alrighty, guys, so thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the first entry in this video series or whatever. I think this is a good idea. I haven't seen very much of this around. I've seen it in the Funko community, which I've been a part of as well. So I think this was a good way to bring this in here. Again, not saying that these are all going to be expensive, but I think there's a good chance that a few of these end up rising in value and become out of print. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, make sure to look up collection questions on Letterboxd. Documentaries coming soon. And that's it for now.